In this video, I'll be showing you how to make the Circle Stack Bracelet using the Monster Tail Loom. This is a design that I had come up with on the regular rainbow loom back in February, but since they've come out with a new Monster Tail, I've decided to do a tutorial on this. You will need about 90 rubber bands to make this bracelet, and I've chosen rainbow colors in neon for the circles, and then I have clear bands for the outside. And so I have this red grip underneath so you will be able to see the clear bands better, because I thought without it you couldn't see them as clearly on the video. And so I'm going to start with the clear band, and it's going to go on the right hand side on the bottom pin and stretch diagonally up and to the left to that center pin. And there's no need to twist it. And now I'm going to take a second clear band, and I'm going from this center pin on the left hand side, and I'm going straight across to the right. Again, I'm not twisting. And now I want to put the circle band on, which is basically just one rubber band that is doubled. So I'll show you a couple different ways you can do it. The first way is just to do it on your hook. So you can just place it on your hook, twist, and then put it back on. So you'll see two rubber bands on your hook, and now you just want to place it right on the top. And with the next one I'll show you how to just do it with your fingers. So once you have that on, what you want to do is get these bottom rubber bands to come up through that circle band or cap band and go back on itself. So I'm going to take my hook and reach down in through the middle and push back on these two upper bands. I'm grabbing this first clear band. I want to hold this cap band in place, pulling this out and just moving that back on itself where the other end of it is. And now I'm going back down through, pushing back, and I'm grabbing this other clear band, pulling that out, and then moving that back on itself on this lower pin. And now I want to make slip knots on these two bands, so I'm going to take the bottom band on each of these pins and pull it up and over the top, and now that's going to make a slip knot. You can move these back and forth a little bit just to get that tight against, and then you can see when you do that this circle band gets a little bit twisted. So I'm just going to take just an extra minute here and smooth that out, because the smoother the better. And now push this all down. So that's what the first layer will look like, and we're just going to continue to add the same layers on top. So I'm going to go to the clear band again. It's going to start on the bottom right and stretch diagonally to the middle pin. And now from this middle pin it's going to come straight across with the next band. And now I'm going to put the next cap band on, or circle band, and I will show you how to do this with just your fingers. So you would just place the one side of the band on the pin, and now you want to just twist it, and now put the loop that's in your fingers back on. So it's a little bit quicker to do it that way if you're just placing it on one pin. If I'm stretching it out in between pins, I do like to use my hook. So whichever method you prefer. And so now once again I need to go down through this cap band, push back on these two upper bands, grab the top clear band. I'm holding this in place, and this is just coming back on itself, so it's going straight across, going back down through, pushing back on these two upper bands, grabbing this next clear band, and then moving this back on itself. And now once again I want the bottom layer of this clear band to come off. So this time you're going to have 3 bands on your pin. You're going to have the bottom band, which we're not doing anything with, and it's actually this middle band that you want to pick up and move over the top. So do that on both pins. And then you want this slip knot to go nice and tight against there. And then you want to straighten this band out, so just use your hook to smooth it out. And so now we have 2 layers on, and we want the bottom layer to come off. So it's going to be one single band from the pins on the right, And then if you flip over to the left, it's this circle band that you want to come over. So it's 2 bands, you're grabbing them both and pulling them over the top and push down. And so now we're doing the clear bands. So again, you're starting on the bottom right and putting it diagonally to the middle pin on the left. And then from the left, you're coming straight across to the right. Push that down. Now I can add my next circle band. So I'm going in the center, placing it on, twisting, and putting that loop back on. Now I want the clear bands to come up through that circle band. So I'm putting my hook down through and pushing it back, grabbing that top clear band and moving it straight across, going back down through, grabbing this next clear band and putting it back on itself on this lower pin. And now I want this middle clear band to come over the top. I want this to go nice and tight against, and then I'm going to smooth out this cap band. And now finally I want the lower layer to come off, so I'm just taking this one band from the right side and then this circle band that's 2 bands at once on the left and push down. So I will show you this one more time. You're doing the clear bands or whatever color you're working with, starting on the bottom right, stretching over to the left, and then from that middle pin you're coming straight back. Now you're taking the color you have for your circle and you're doubling it. Now going down through this pin, getting this cap band behind, grabbing this top band, holding that cap band in place. This one's coming straight across, going back down through, grabbing the next one, and this one's going diagonally down here to the right. And now you want this center band to come over the top to make the slip knot. And then you want it to be nice and snug against there. Straighten out this cap band. And lastly, we're going to remove the bottom layer from all 3 pins. And it's going to be the two bands at once on the other side. And push down. So I will just continue on in the same pattern. And when the bracelet gets long enough, I will show you how to remove it from the loom. When you have your bracelet to the length that you'd like it and you're ready to take it off of the loom, what you're going to do is take the bands on the right hand side. It's going to take the bottom band and move it over to the left in the center, and then take the one on the middle pin and move that straight over to the left. And now I'm going to take this bottom circle band and pull that over the top. And now there's just these 2 bands left on this one pin. So I'm going to get them both on my hook and pull this out. And I'm going to take a clip. I have an S clip here. And I'm just going to hook these 2 bands through the one side of the clip. And now I'm going to go on the other side, and I'm going to pick up a couple of the bands on the end here. And I'm just going to hook them through the other side. And then here is your bracelet. And you can see that the ones at the bottom here are the way that it's supposed to look, with the circle looking like it's laying on top of one another. But now with some of these other ones, they need to be adjusted. So when you take it off of the loom, what you want to do is just take each circle and just pull it up through so that it is coming out above the circle before it. Just need to play around with it for a minute so you can get it to look the way that it's supposed to look. And then here is what it looks like. I think it has a really cool look to it. And I'll show you some other ones that I had made in the past. Here's another one where I used clear bands and I used a bunch of different colors. And then here's one where I used white for the outside bands, and then I used a bunch of different glow-in-the-dark pastel colored bands for the circles. So that is the Circle Stack Bracelet. I hope that everyone enjoyed this tutorial. You can always leave me comments on YouTube and Facebook, post pictures of your creations to my Facebook page, and please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can stay up to date on all of my latest tutorials. You can also find me on Pinterest and Instagram, so please feel free to subscribe to those as well. Thank you!